Yo lads, how's it going? And welcome back to another YouTube video. This video has been in the works for a long time, but I think I'm finally ready to record it. Today, I have the FIFA Mobile 22 wish list. What I want to see in Season 6 is everything I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to be covering a lot of points. I'm also going to be forwarding this video to EA. So if you guys have any suggestions that I didn't cover in this video, and you want to see them in Season 6, leave them in the comments below. Who knows, EA may end up seeing them and may end up implementing them. I want to see how much stuff we can end up seeing in the next game based off how many points I cover. In the description, there is some timestamps. I'm trying to split this up as much as possible. So I'm going to have sections where I talk about gameplay, sections where I talk about game modes, team building, etc, etc. And then I've also got some points that I would expect us to see, and then a few points that are like a little bit more extreme. Like if EA had this, then it's a huge win. But if you do like the video, make sure you're leaving a like, subscribe if you are new. Any concepts that I may use in this video, the links are below to the designers. Big shout outs to them. But other than that, straight into the wish list. Okay, starting off with the game modes, or like the main screens. What I want to see is the ability to change my in-game name. EA, I made my in-game name 5 years ago when I started playing this version of the game. It's now going to be the 6th year. Please let us change our name. I don't want to be known as Billy Ruban. I just want to change it to FIFA Ruban, please. Number 2, I think this is going to be a really popular one. I've been asking for this since Season 2 or Season 3. Give us FUT Draft, I beg of you. Now, there was this Spanish designer on Twitter who made an awesome concept out of this. So that's the video that's playing right now. I feel like we could enter in coins and then end up getting rewards like event players, some certain packs, some coins back, some skill boost. You know, extra resources that you can get from grinding the game. A bit of luck, depends on how well you do. You should be able to choose if you want to do versus attack, head-to-head, that kind of jazz. But they'd have to implement something into maybe the certain amount of chemistry that someone gets if they select the head-to-head game mode. Might be how much skill boost they end up getting or something like that. Just to boost the stats a little bit. So say if they get 1 chemistry, then they're going to get 1 skill boost. Whereas if they're going to get like 20 chemistry, then they can get the full 20 skill boost. You know, something like that. Number 3, I've hated this ever since it came out. I think back in Season 4? But perks. Please revamp this system. Obviously, perks links into league matchups and LVL, but I feel like the general LVL branding just needs redesigning completely. Back in Season 1, if we got a certain amount of wins or whatever, then we get a certain player. So there was the players like the Modric. I think it was a Modric. There was definitely a Lewandowski, and there was someone else. I can't remember. Or we could link it into how we had it in Season 2, where we got a free league versus league card. Depending on how many LVL wins you get, is how easily you can rank them up. A bit like the Beckham system this year. I feel like that needs changing, and then the perks, just get rid of the overall, scrap the chemistry system, which is going to link into something else in a minute, and perks should be giving out extra resources again. I don't feel like we get enough resources in the game outside of an event. So if we had FUT Draft, you could grind that all year to get a certain amount of skill boost, and that could get updated like Weekend Tournament does now. And then you could have the general bit of SBCs coming in, etc, etc. But yeah, I feel like perks should not give like bonus overalls, and it just makes team overall ridiculous. All right, into team building. As I said before, chemistry, make the limit 120. I did a poll on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like a lot of people agreed with me that chemistry should be limited to 120. It just makes overall team building a lot easier. And then program cards should have the same amount as the base cards all the way through the season. So people doing theme squads, for example, and want to have a little bit more fun, they can use older generation cards as well as base cards compared to the newer programs for those that want to build meta teams. Number 2, this year, for a weird reason, we ended up getting ranks straight away. Congratulations, you can rank players already? Oh, no, EA. Please, EA, don't implement this time around. I would prefer for ranks to go back to, the Season 2 style. You needed to have a player trained to 100 overall, and then you have to use a duplicate of that player. So if you were ranking up like the LVL Dele Alli, then you need a duplicate Dele Alli card. A 90 overall base player, so someone who comes out of like the event as 90 overall, and then someone trained to 95 or above in that like area of the pitch. So Ali is a midfielder. You'd need a 90 overall midfielder and a 95 plus trained midfielder, or a base one. But then instead of 1 rank gives 1 overall, I prefer it to do 2 ranks equals 1 overall. What the hell is that? This is a big factor. Rank Transfers. Oh my god. This year, I think half of my coins have gone into rank transfers. They are an absolute nightmare. EA either give them as a discount like you get from transfer and trading XP, or just make them free. Like if we did go back to the old rank system, then events shouldn't give out like players that are ranked. Training XP needs to be more common throughout the game. The only real training XP right now that I can use late game is Masters. I feel like we should be able to still pick up more training XP during the game throughout the season. Getting XP at the start of the game is a nightmare. After you've grinded division rivals, there's basically nowhere to get training XP. I would definitely love to see that implemented more. Again, this is a massive one. I'm not expecting EA to add it, but I would love it. Position modifiers. I feel like you shouldn't be able to make like a striker a CDM. It just makes skill boost consolidation way too easy. And you don't have to necessarily implement it straight into the start of the game. It could be more of a late game thing when you're trying to consolidate your skill boosts, but I feel like you should go from left mid to left wing to left mid, striker to center forward to cam, but not someone from striker to cam and vice versa. You should only be able to put like a limit of one position modifier. And then if you did position modify someone, it'd make that card untradeable. So if you had a team of the season Ronaldo with a second striker skill boost, and you made him from a striker to a center forward, that card is unsellable no matter what you do for the rest of the year. I feel like that'd be a nice little twist on the game, but maybe towards the like late game, around team of the season time. This is another massive thing, but I feel like it's weird that we've never seen this in FIFA Mobile. Show us how many goals we've scored with this card. Goals, assists, match played, and then you can have 2 tabs, one for versus attack, one for head-to-head. I feel like that'd be a huge win and a nice little detail in the game where I can look at the card and be like, damn, this guy's not performing, I might want to try and replace him. It also helps track how much you purchase this card for. Like, if you're doing investments, you can think in your head now, right, I bought this card at this price, which means I need to sell it for this price to make sure that I'm getting my profit. All right, division rivals. If you ended up playing Season 3, you'll know that the grind from, like, 1 million fans to 1.8 million fans was crazy. You could make some serious coins back in the day from grinding. Obviously now it's still fairly good, but I feel like there definitely needs to be a couple of improvements. I feel like it should definitely stay for the game, but for each individual milestone, so like 1.05 million, 1.1 million, 1.2 million, etc., hitting them milestones, you should get much better rewards. Like right now, if you do the grind at the end of the division rival season, you're not really going to make much more than about 4 million coins selling that master player. So I feel like the master player at the end needs to be like a, not as such an ultimate prize, like a prime icon or anything, but the stats of that card should be like, oh, if I'm not going to do the grind, then I can buy this card off the market and use it in my team. Like, there is no one we've seen this year that has had that. I've spoke to Ant1 about this a couple of times, and we have seen like an increase in stats. Like the Javi Martinez, for example, he got upgraded, but they're still not like usable cards. They should definitely be usable for hitting 1.9 million fans. You could also link this into weekend tournament. So again, if you grind above the 1 million fans, and you can get extra tickets to enter in weekend tournament. That or weekend tournaments rebranded. I feel like we need more of a pack system like we had in Season 4. Weekend tournament in Season 4, when that came out, was undeniably the best part of the game. It definitely kept me interested post team of the season. Weekend tournament, yes, the rewards are good, but it's not fun to play, if that makes any sense. I feel like a lot of you guys will agree with me on that. It doesn't feel like there's a competitive structure in there. So a few more packs in there, for example, like, again, the way that Season 4 that was ran was pretty much perfect. Or in Season 3, you could go up to a certain amount of wins and then you cash out as such before you got a certain amount of losses. And then you just get like a bulk pack where you could have 250 players in it. All gold plus, and you get some elites, and them elites could be used in SBCs. Linking into my next point, SBCs. We definitely need updates throughout the year with SBCs. I wouldn't mind it having a certain day where we get an update of an SBC. So again, skill boost, training XP, special players in maybe once or twice a year. The master player from SBCs get released and then get updated as well. It seems to have happened in the past 2 years where the Sancho in Season 4 was really good. And then the Mane, when he came out, he was insane. But now, post team of the season, no one's really using them. It'd be nice to have like another SBC. Icons. Again, merging in with the 2 previous parts, with SBCs and weekend tournament, you can like merge icons into there. They don't have to always come from an event. I feel like when an event comes out, there's a lot of hype around it, but then that's it in terms of the next 2 weeks. I feel like we're missing that old structure of season 2 where we had certain days for each thing. So like Tuesday used to always be team heroes. I think Saturdays we used to have SBCs. Having that like little bit in the game right now would be really good. And then we can keep Thursday as like the event day. I feel like an icon tournament or something like that that could be a special event every now and then. Doesn't have to be every weekend. Would be nice where you could get base players, event icons. I'd stay away from primes, keep primes into events, but I'd also like to see maybe prime icon moments. Obviously that would be a massive change, but I think to start off with, you have like the base icons and then maybe like the max that you can get from an event is an event icon. And then later down the line, you end up getting the event icons and the paid players get the primes. And then later on, you'd have to spend a few gems or something to get a prime or an event icon. And then the pay to wins can get these prime icon moments. But anything from like tournament or grinding aspects, make them icons tradable. I'm not saying every icon has to be tradable. Packs! Who doesn't love a good pack? And we've not had them since season 2. I feel like packs need redesigning so that we might have special cards that are only available in packs. Like just keeping them in them 250k packs or the 50k packs would be fine. Just give something to risk your coins on. Like right now, coins are only for team building or investing back into the market. But why not have that little feeling of I can invest a few coins into packs? So like man of the matches or flashback cards as we had in season 1. Again, maybe some special limited time release base or event icons. Again, they can be tradable. But here's the big one. We've not had this since season 2. We need a new pack animation. I am fed up of seeing this pack evolve from the front and then going to the side and then a player lifting out of it. I've seen it for 4 years, EA. Give me something new. I think Chinese have something in the game where you have like a walkout animation. It doesn't look amazing, but again, it could be tweaked. I've mentioned a lot about the icons being tradable and whatnot, but the main thing that we need to see from the market being fixed is the undercutters. Like, I've never seen a season like it where undercutting is such a huge factor. If you get a player from the start of an event, from like a player wheel or something, if you list it at 10% later than a minute, it's not selling. But then the bot will buy for like 2 million and then relist it for 20. I don't quite understand it. That definitely needs tweaking. Now, probably the biggest part in FIFA gameplay. I've got a lot of points under this. Some are small, some are big. That's what she said. But I feel like implementing a lot of these points would be very nice. All right, starting off with moving your goalkeeper. I pitched this point already to EA, but I'm going to put it back in this wish list. I feel like the ability to move your goalkeeper when out of possession could be a massive factor. So say someone's one-on-one, you having the risky option, you've got a 50-50 chance. Do you move your keeper left or move your keeper right? Where do you think they're going to shoot? And the way that you could get to move your goalkeeper is double tapping on the joystick button. So if you're in possession, you double tap on the joystick button, it does the close dribbling. But if you were to do that whilst defending, it'd move the goalkeeper. It'd help defend corners. It'd help counter cross spamming. It'd also help when a player's running through on goal and they don't have that stupid finesse shot animation. The finesse on the inside of the foot and then it bends into the top corner and your keeper just goes. But adding that, I feel like will make gameplay a lot more skill orientated. And I don't think it'd be too hard to do. Another one, tap into cross. We all hate a crossbarrer. Not saying I'm not one, but we all hate them anyway. But I feel like the ability to cross on gestures is way too easy compared to buttons. If you're using buttons and you're crossing, obviously you have to load up the power animation. I feel like it should be the same when tapping. You should have a certain amount of time that you gotta hold down the tap for to load up a power bar before a cross. Now implemented with like the ability to move a goalkeeper makes the timing of the cross a lot more skillful. EA said this year that we got different form of gameplay, but Jesus Christ, they have ruined passing. I think we can all agree on that. The fact that you could be running this way and then aim this way and just a 180 spin, through ball lob, and it'll land perfectly at your winger's left toenail is a joke. They said they increased the margin of error for passes and shooting, but my God, is that a lie? If you have a prime icon, you can do anything with them, bro. You can do anything. That whole thing has to go. Another big one, we know how good an OP over-the-top ball is. The game should be able to register based off an over-the-top through ball if you're going to be in possession or if the opponent is. And then you need to be able to bring out your goalkeeper whilst the ball is in the air. To say the defender glitches out with an over-the-top spam, you should be able to bring your keeper out instantly. Small one, but I think it'd be very effective. Why can't we fake shot in our own half? I can't see any reason why you can't. Just add the same buttons onto the clear button. Now, I know the gameplay engine is based off FIFA 16 Mobile. Anyone that played FIFA Mobile back then, we had a skill wheel. Not only that, we also had a celebration wheel. Rather than people having set skill moves or set celebrations, I feel like it'd just be a little bit better to have like customization. But yeah, bring back a skill move wheel. We've had that in the past. Let's have it now. Again, it'd help bring out more skill in a player, and it'd help bridge that skill gap. This is a bit of a big one, but custom tactics. I'm not saying to the stage where you can change your in-game formation, but just give player instructions. So if I don't want my fullbacks attacking, let me be able to say that to them. I'm not saying it has to be too complicated. Just player instructions rather than the whole custom tactics scene. Now, these two things are in Chinese FIFA Mobile, so I think they can be easily be implemented into this game. A lot of people have asked for it. Substitutions. If you didn't know, it is in Chinese FIFA Mobile. So next to where you have like the balanced attacking or defending, there's a little thing where you can open up like a team menu and you can just drag in a player. It doesn't mean that we'd have to have pause menus on head-to-head, and then when the ball next goes out of play, you can do your in-game substitution. But whilst you have that screen open, your team is all playing in the background. I don't feel like it needs to be implemented because there's no stamina in game, so in terms of doing substitutions, it won't really add much. But a lot of people are asking for it. It's in Chinese. Why not just bring it over? You get the benefit of those that aren't interested in doing subs, and then you make those that want substitutions happy. Also in Chinese FIFA Mobile, we got like a new animation when loading into a head-to-head game. I like that a lot. And then also the ability to change the camera setting. This is so good. All of this stuff needs coming into our version of FIFA Mobile. And then a big one, remove corners from versus attack. No one wants them. No one scores from them. They're just the biggest waste of time. Keep them in like league versus league, but in terms of versus attack, they have to go. In terms of what I want out of events, there's not really much that I can say, but having like more objective cards, I feel like it would be a huge win for the game. You could link it into division rivals. They've got to play a certain amount in league matchups. They've got to score a certain amount of goals in league versus league. Just link the whole game together with a few objectives where you can get an event player through a bit of a grind. But I think that covers my whole FIFA Mobile wish list. I'm super excited for Season 6. Obviously, we've not got any news yet, but I'm seeing FIFA 22 get news about their new game. EA, give us ours. But I feel like this season, in terms of feedback, has been very reciprocated. I've enjoyed the events a lot more this year, so huge props to EA for that. But if you do have any suggestions that I've not covered in today's video, make sure you're leaving it in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, you think that I've got a good wish list, leave a like. It helps out the channel a lot. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll make sure I forward this to EA, so hopefully EA implement some of this stuff. But until my next video, I'll catch you guys a little bit later. Until then, boys, stay safe, stay epic, and peace out. Adios.